Hello and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this week's new episode of X Vlog Live. I am one of your hosts, Mr. BoomStick XL, and as you can see, I am solo dolo, as the kids like to say, until, of course, C Money jumps in here, and we will continue on what is expected to be an excellent 75 plus minutes of conversation. Obviously, today is a somber day, ladies and gentlemen. It is September 11th. And obviously, in 2001, the Twin Towers came down, and being a part of the NYPD during those times, I can say that it's a day of infamy for sure. I was there down at Ground Zero for 46 days in total, for one reason or another, usually doing security. And that's what most cops did after the towers came down. Some people were on the pile, sifting through the rubble, trying to find people. Yeah, today's one of those days, folks. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it because I don't want to get emotional. It is. Look, it's tough for the country. It's tough for everyone that watched this transpire. It's even tougher for me as a former police officer, having to be down there for as long as I was. And one of the things that never really gets spoken about is the aftermath. And that's how many people have actually passed on from not the towers coming down. It is literally thousands upon thousands of men and women who were down there for one reason or another and got sick. The air quality, we were told, was good. And of course, well, they lied. It wasn't good. So a lot of people got sick. That's why I go for 2 physicals a year. As a matter of fact, I have my 9/11 physical coming up on the 23rd, and my regular physical the day after. I get 2. I have every blood work you could possibly imagine get done. They take out about 7 tubes of blood. I feel usually a little bit of woozy afterwards, but I check for everything because you know what? My job is to live on and make the NYPD pay me until the cows come home. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for being here. And of course, I want to start off first with one of the super chats that we got from a very good friend of the channel. And obviously, it's in line of exactly what we were just talking about. So Sith Lord, to open up today's show, drops a very generous $10 super chat and says, let's take a moment to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice in New York 24 years ago, and all of those first responders who answered the ultimate call to the great unknown. Thanks to all first responders, brother. That's very kind of you. I'm trying to keep it in, Sith Lord, and you're making it come out. Thank you so much for the kind words. Yeah, it's when you go down there and you see what used to be the Twin Towers, and it's nothing. It's just burning rubble. It's folks, it's just an incredible sight. It basically looked like Godzilla and King Kong had come through. That's what you see in the movies is exactly what it was, but it was real. Yeah, I spent 46 days down there in total. Thankfully, I haven't gotten sick. I do have some respiratory things that that I deal with on a regular basis, but that's such as life. That's just what it was. We were down there, and trust me, there were thousands upon thousands of first responders that were there. So a big thank you to all of the well wishes from everybody in the chat, everyone on social media that knows I was a former police officer, specifically a New York City police officer for 21 years. And shout out to Eris_EMS, as he's done so many times before, ladies and gentlemen. He opens the show with gifting 10 double barrel gaming memberships. Brother, that is incredibly kind of you for the outstanding and continued support. So please, folks, if you did get a gifted sub from this man, thank him in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And I think it's just the right thing to do. But ladies and gentlemen, look, we're going to get into a show that's going to have a lot of game talk, which is something what you kind of want to do if you have a video game podcast, right? we're going to be talking about Halo. Halo has a big event happening. The Hayabusa armor is back in the store. You could imagine that I am going to be getting it. Hold on just a second. Let me just check. That is okay. So yeah, so C Money, it just messaged me. He'll be here momentarily. But yeah, that's Hayabusa armor from Halo 3 is back in Infinite. And folks, I'm here to tell you, I am after the show going to take some time for Boom and jump on Halo Infinite. I have to play. I have to get back to it. I have ignored it long enough. I should be ashamed of myself. And you know what? They bring me back in when they thought I got out. So I'm going to give all of the other games, including Helldivers 2, a bit of a cool down period and jump back into Halo because, folks, I'm starting to get excited. Next year, the 25th anniversary, right, of Master Chief, of Halo Combat Evolved, right? So when you say, well, Boom, that's next year. How could you get excited? Well, how I can get excited is because what's next month? That's right. No, I'm not talking about Halloween, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about the Halo Championships in October in Texas. And we are supposed to get, and this is confirmed by Halo Studios, ladies and gentlemen, that we are going to get a glimpse into what they have been cooking. Now, we know they're making multiple games, and I don't know if they're going to show anything single player. My heart would melt if it did. I think this is going to be multiplayer focused. I think it's going to be multi-platform focused because, again, listen, the more people that play Halo, the better the game will thrive. And that means PlayStation 5. Now, again, I don't know if PlayStation players are going to step up or not like Xbox players did for Helldivers, but if you got to give them the opportunity, right? I mean, they're going third party, so you know what? Put Halo everywhere, and you know what? We'll get a bunch of people to have these big team battles, and of course, that's my favorite aspect of it. I mean, I like the tightness of the smaller maps, but those big team battles, especially when you're rolling with a crew, oh man, when Halo Infinite first launched, Asante, myself, and a bunch of people from Primetime used to jump on. And it was so much fun. I got to get back to that. Honestly, I got to get back to it. Again, I know that you're seeing, Call of Duty footage. Like, well, Boom, why don't you show some Halo footage? Well, we'll get there. But we are talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 7, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the other topics because guess what? Ghost of Hope, who is a known and legitimate Call of Duty leaker, had some stuff to say, and this, of course, take with a super, super grain of salt, that Activision might actually push up the release date of Black Ops 7. Can they do that? Is that possible? Well, I mean, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna get into some numbers about Call of Duty, specifically on PlayStation, and why and how it still remains and has been for the last 30 years. Well, not really 30, but the last 20 years at least, the most popular game almost every year. They have 11 of the top 20 spots. And look, I know a lot of people are rooting for Call of Duty to die because it's owned by Microsoft and Xbox. But folks, the numbers don't lie. I mean, the last month's numbers came out, and what was number one on both PlayStation and, of course, Xbox? Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I mean, come on, folks. It's crazy. We will get into that as well. But that's not the only topic. We have 3 topics to get into, folks. And, this one is a good one, and I'm going to open up with this one. Now, Jez Corden, great friend of this channel, great friend of the community. I have not had a chance to hang out or even have Jez Corden on in a long time. And that's partially my fault because, it's just everyone's schedule is super busy. So I don't want to bother the man. He's doing what he does. And obviously he works super hard at Windows Central. And of course, with Randall Thor 19, who is another incredible content creator, which I haven't spoken to Rand in a minute, man. And again, that's on me. It's scheduling, folks. It's just super difficult to put out 8 videos a week, which of course are chopped up. That's production time. And then 5 live shows. And, I guess why I have, the standard regular crew, because it's hard to get guests. And, obviously things happen, folks. People are late. People, like perfect example, Poor Hard Geek got stuck working late and the guy still showed up to prime time. I mean, that's a trooper. So, Yeah, I gotta work with those guys again. But yeah, Jez Corden, which of course it's already in the show notes if you want to check it out, basically wrote an opinion piece about the missing games from Activision Blizzard, more specifically Activision. And we're going to get into that story because I do think that it is worthy of a conversation. A lot of us, including me, have been asking where the F are the Activision back catalog games? And look, I'm going to be honest with you. For me personally, I don't know if you saw, I had posted my Xbox 360 and OG Xbox physical collection. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think that was all of it. I looked at it over again. I'm like, man, there's like missing piles. So I have hundreds of games. But the tip of spear for me in my collection are the Guitar Hero games, the Rock Band games. I own every freaking one of them. And I know that there's a licensing thing, and I don't know if backwards compatibility would cause or cost Microsoft anything because the games came out. They paid for the licenses. They can't technically sell the games, but if you own the games, like, I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I just bought another guitar. What the hell? Who made it? There's one that's black and there's one that's blue. I bought the special edition blue one. It's dope. It's pre-ordered, and I have one that folds back. Like, I have more guitars than I have freaking games to play. I know that you can play Fortnite, but I don't want to play Fortnite. I want to play Guitar Hero. So we're going to get into that as well. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking the time to check out the show. This is, of course, when I'm going to do one of the commercials for Volare as we await C to get in here. Folks, if you didn't know, we don't have a lot of contracts with other companies. We have a few. Some we're very vocal about, some we're waiting on some things to happen. But the one that stepped forward for us, we've partnered with Arcade 1UP, we've partnered with Manscaped, we've partnered with quite a few people. The one that we absolutely love and we're happy to have partnered with is the Volare gaming pillow, folks. And look, I know maybe some people are rolling their eyes. Folks, this is a business. And, we're trying to, jockey and make what we say and what we do relevant. And the way you do that is you get out here and you put out an honest product like we do with Double Barrel Gaming. And when you do that, people do step up and they want to work with you. And Volare Gaming Pillow originally came to us a couple years ago, and I was hesitant. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to try and sell you something that I'm not going to use. I'm not about that life. If I'm going to use it, then I will be more than happy to sell the product. And I do use the pillow, and I use it on a regular basis. And so does Tyler, for that matter. And he doesn't have back problems. He just likes, because Theo gave him a pillow and it says Double Barrel Gaming, so he uses it. For me, I have the Power Armor pillow. It's right over there. And I do use it. And I use it because, A, I'm old, and B, I have a surgically repaired spinal cord. And sometimes gaming, it hurts, folks, especially when you're sitting there for a couple of hours. I hunch. I don't know about anybody in the chat does what I do. I'm like this. And I know I'm doing it because my back tells me, right? Well, Volare not only has a pillow that keeps you from slouching, but it keeps your posture straight up. And it's fantastic. And I've been using it for years. And right now they have teamed up with Bethesda, which is amazing. And again, that just goes to show you how much quality goes into each one of their pillows, that someone like Bethesda would want their IPs on the pillow. And right now they have about 6 of them. I have the Power Armor one that they sent me. I put pictures out there on the socials. I think it's pinned to my account. And they're nice. The quality on these things are phenomenal. So, folks, I'm going to run the commercials, 30 seconds, folks. If you're interested, I'll drop the link in the chat, as I always do. And all you got to type in is to get 15% off of your entire order would be DBG15 at checkout. And you save 15%. So, folks, check out the commercial. It stars me and, of course, my nephew, Tyler. And he loves when I play this, and so do I. Check it out. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is Valari Gaming Pillow. Type in the code DBG at checkout, and of course, you can save 15% off of your entire order. And like I said, folks, I don't do this often. I try to do it at least once or twice a week because again, we owe it to our partner to sell their wares. And again, you're not obligated to buy anything, folks. If you think it's worthy of your time, go check it out. I'll drop the link momentarily. But you know what? Again, C Money will be here in a few minutes. Let's get into the first topic. Now, again, this comes the way of WindowsCentral.com, and it was written, of course, by Jez Corden. Jez is one of my favorite journalists in gaming. He does keep it a buck. Now, granted, we don't always agree, and sometimes he gets a little bit pointed for certain things, as he should. But I do like the work that he does, and I do like how he conducts himself with the community. He is a friend of ours, folks, and he is an actual real journalist, and he does care about what he writes. And this particular story is a very interesting one, and it's one that I think I'm going to kind of press the issue by maybe even retweeting it and tagging a couple of the bigs. And that's, of course, is Sarah Bond, Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and Matt Booty. One of the biggest excitements for me personally, right? When Activision was finally officially a Microsoft, company, and obviously all of their games become Xbox first party, is, man, that back catalog is that is a list. And it's been a couple of years, ladies and gentlemen, and I got to agree with Jez on this. There's some smoke from Microsoft, because Phil Spencer himself said that they were going to make it a priority to get those back compatible games into Game Pass, more specifically, because again, that's a big draw. Like, if you are someone who is on the outside of Xbox Game Pass, and I don't know why you would be, because this year has just been ridiculous for games, and we still have another 3 months worth of the year, folks. No better time to get Xbox Game Pass than the now. But if you were someone who didn't have it, and you were like me, and you had a couple of guitars, or you had all of these Xbox 360 games that you would love to play, to pop in again, pop the disc in your Series X, or I was going to say your Series S, but you can't. That's digital. Sorry, folks. You'd love to do that, and we can't with a lot of them, ladies and gentlemen. And some of the stuff you can buy, sure, nothing Guitar Hero or Rock Band, unfortunately, but there are some games you can buy. Why the hell should I have to buy them digitally? I have the disc. I want to play them. So the story starts with, or the headline for the story says, Xbox fans are compiling lists of all of the Activision, Bethesda, and Microsoft games still missing from Xbox Game Pass. And it's a pretty huge list. And that is, again, this is one of those topics where I think we can do some adulting, right? We can be pointed. We can give Microsoft some smoke because they deserve it. These are games that were promised. They delivered some? Sure. Like, you got the Crash, you got a couple of, got Spyro, you got Diablo. Yeah, there were some things in there, but it's not enough. And I don't necessarily know if it's a licensing thing, because, obviously they're going to want these to be put in Game Pass. I don't know if them going into a paid service requires a renewal of old licenses. See, I don't know the business like that. If anybody in the chat could, help me out here and maybe drop the 411, I would greatly appreciate it. But let me just make sure C is not here, because I'm on a different screen. So I want to read a little bit of a couple of the excerpts from Jez's article. And again, folks, it is in the show notes. So if you want to read it for yourself and give him some well-deserved clicks, you can, in fact, do that by clicking on it. He goes on to say, Microsoft merged with Activision Blizzard, or Microsoft's merged with Activision Blizzard has been complete for a couple of years now. But activating Activision's back catalog on Xbox Game Pass has been a bit of a slow burn. Why, he asks. Let's analyze it, according to Jez Corden. Now, he goes on to say, Call of Duty is now officially part of the Xbox Game Pass lineup. fulfilling promises Microsoft made to both fans and regulatory bodies as an example of its pro-consumer commitment to the merger. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate costs $19.99 per month and nets you day one access to all new Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox Game Studio titles. However, some fans, and I'm one of them, aren't satisfied. And I don't know if that's because we're greedy gamers, but before we continue, see money, my brother from another. How the heck are you?
Yo, sorry, man. Fucking, of course, work. Like I have an issue right away. Soon as we're about to go live, had to handle some stuff with the rep in the house and the customer. It was a fun time. So that did get settled though, and I'm here, man, and I'm excited. I don't know what I missed, but
well, listen,
I'm excited.
You haven't missed much. What we're opening up with is the question, the conundrum of where are all of the Activision back compat games, and why is it taking so long for those to be added? And of course, on the back end of the show, we have a topic true to your heart, and we're going to be talking about Halo and the return of the Hayabusa armor. Yes, please. I'm playing it. I'm putting down Helldivers and Call of Duty. I'm putting them to the side. I'll deal with those side chicks later. I'm going back to where it all started with Halo. And
Nice.
I have to come on, man. But again, there's excitement brewing because October's around the corner. The Halo Championships. We're gonna see what they've been cooking. And Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is a game that is scheduled to release a month after Battlefield 6. And there is a running rumor, thanks to Ghost of Hope, that they could actually push up their release to, I don't know, outpace Battlefield. Look, I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be a little bit of slanderous. And I'll reiterate some of my opinions about Battlefield. I was incredibly unimpressed with the demo, with the beta. Sorry, I thought it was
Battlefield.
I thought it was boring. I thought it was boring.
Well, it's because of the type of game it is. It's not like a game that's like you as a person feel like you're like a star. You know what I'm saying? You're a cog in the wheel. And you know what? If you like, listen, as much as it's cool to play war, like I'm not signing up to go to war. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to do that. I want to simulate that and have some fun doing it, but like if I'm running around and every 3 seconds I'm getting sniped from a mountain top that's 5 billion miles away, and it's all right. Like I played it. I had a little like fun with it a little bit, but nothing that makes me like, oh my god. Like I want to play the single player. That's what I'm pumped for. That's what I can't wait to play. I get it for free, part of the EA Pro.
Oh, nice, dude. That's right, because you play on PC. Good for you, dude. Excellent.
Yeah. So I'll be able to play that for sure, and then I'll dabble with it. They just talked about the battle royale mode.
Instant death with the ring, brother. Like if you're in that ring, you're dead. That's it. Gone.
Yeah. So it's it might be more intriguing to me than the regular gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Than the regular Battlefield. So I don't know. We'll see. But definitely good time. And then just real quick, because I know it's, and I don't want to like go too far or anything like that, but I don't know if you saw like the news of what just happened, bro, with this thing yesterday.
Oh yes, yes.
Bro, yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't even know who he is because I don't follow politics like that. But the crazy shit that I'm seeing of people like celebrating some dude getting murdered,
it's not good,
live on camera in front of all these kids who are in college, and this dude has kids. Like that shit ain't cool, man. Like I don't care what. I mean, he's like he's like, it doesn't matter what his words are, right, or his beliefs are. Nobody deserves to be murdered and die.
Again, we don't do politics here, but it is an important situation. C's right. Look, I don't talk politics because it's filthy. What your opinion is going to be different from mine. I keep my stuff private. A lot of stuff I don't like, and I don't talk about it publicly because, again, politics are filthy. We're here to talk about games, but C's onto something. I did see some people rah-rahing, if you will.
Yeah.
Look, I don't care what side of the aisle that you're on. Political violence at all is unacceptable, right? Today we are, and I hate to use the word well, some people are celebrating because, well, not really celebrating, they're remembering 9/11. Look at that
Yeah.
day. I mean, it's all these years later, and it hurts, ladies and gentlemen, for me personally as a human being, as it did when I had to go down there for the first time or the 46th time. It was just
and nobody was wondering what side of the aisle the people
no.
were in that building. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like
Yeah.
it was a terrorist attack against Americans, and that was wild that these people that happened. And again, this is not about the politics side of it. Like I don't
It's
talk
about
politics.
human
I don't
beings,
follow. I don't
man.
even know who this guy was until it
Yeah.
started popping up on
Me
my
either. I
thing.
never even heard of him, to be
But
honest
like
with you.
then I saw the clip of it happen, and it's like, this dude has daughters, and like it's crazy to come out here and celebrate this as if it's like, come on, man. Like think about it. It sounds stupid in comparison, but this is really over opinions, right? He's not out there physically doing anything to anybody, so he's just talking. So this is like, a PlayStation versus Xbox. So so somebody should die because the opinions are different. Right?
It's
Like
silly. Yeah.
that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So I had been seeing it, so and it's been in my mind. So I kind of
I'm glad that you said something. It's a conversation that we normally don't have, but I think it's an important conversation. See, so don't apologize for talking about it. It's in your mind. You're seeing it. I've seen it. I have been disgusted all morning. I'm seeing people, prominent people, which I will not name.
I just saw Thunderdome, and Doodle was telling me. I completely forgot. Yo, studios, both sides. Sucker Punch with Ghost of Yote coming out. They're out here parading shit. Supposedly Coalition, the same shit with Gears. Like you guys are out here. Come on, man. Come on.
Like, be better.
Embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing to come out here and like you flip the same coin. Then you're saying that it's okay if you got. Right? If somebody got you because your opinion is different than theirs, so that you should get got for sure, right? Like that's crazy idea.
Yeah, I actually didn't see that, and that makes it even more disgusting. Again, crazy. keep your opinions to yourself. My pops always used to say this, and you know how I feel about my dad. There was no greater man I've ever met in my entire life, and I probably never will. He used to say, son, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. He was like straight up about that. And again, my pops was like one of those walk silently and carry a big stick. And when you effed with him,
you found out.
The old F around and find out, that was my pops. Like he was a gentle man. That guy was a monster. He really was. But it's fine. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna again thank you so much for taking the few minutes, C, for mentioning that. I think
I just had to get it out of my head.
No. Don't you dare apologize. These are important conversations. Today is a very somber day, and it follows what happened yesterday, which Joseph and I are sitting down at dinner and we see this breaking news. And then we see what they show up into the point where the guy is just talking. And I'm like, oh my, I can't believe what I saw. This is crazy, folks. Nobody. Violence is never the answer. No, I know that it's easy to do, but this is so I got put on the Popo hat, folks. I'm sorry. Yes, Mr. BoomStick XL gamer number one, but I was a police officer. Do never. Take it to a level where you're gonna potentially hurt somebody for an opinion. Now, if they hurt you, it's different, right?
Yeah, remember that saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me."
There you go, brother. We learned that in grade school, folks.
Words are weapons in the political sense, or in the sense where you can hurt somebody's feelings. That versus actually doing something to somebody are two very different things. So you got to be careful, because if you're okay with that happening, then you have to realize that what you're saying is that it's okay for something to happen to you, because you have opinions that differ from somebody else. And if it's okay that he got because his opinions, no matter how vile, I don't know this dude. I don't care to know him. I don't follow that stuff like that. But no matter how vile, he's not out there doing it. If he was out there doing stuff, get him, right? Sure. But words, nah, man. Words mean that anybody got anybody, because it's a difference of opinion, right? Always. So right now, be afraid, because somebody could come get you, because it's okay, right? That's what you're saying.
Don't
If you're
advocate for
saying that this is
violence.
okay.
Let's just say that. Don't advocate for violence, and
No,
opinions are
man,
just that.
that's
Uh,
crazy.
Yeah, Fuzzy Belvedere says it all the time. He goes, opinions are like a-holes and they all stink, right?
That's right.
So there
That's
you
right.
go, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Fuzzy Belvedere for the incredible logic. But look, C Money, I want to get right back to what we're here to talk about. Now,
Yeah.
again, this story comes away for anyone that's kind of just tuning in right now. Jez Corden of Windows Central, he put out an opinion piece, and this is one of the ones that I do like. Now, I said this in the beginning. I don't always agree with Jez, but it doesn't mean we're not friends. I consider him to be a close friend. I've met him multiple times. He is a gentleman. I will say that. And this opinion piece is one that hits the mark for me personally. Xbox fans are compiling lists of all the Activision, Bethesda, and Microsoft games still missing from Xbox Game Pass, and the list is pretty huge. But you know what? Take Bethesda, put it to the side. Microsoft and Xbox, put those to the side. What we're here to focus on, C Money, is the missing Activision games. And again, I don't know the business enough to tell you, fine folks, that, oh, because they have a service that people pay for, they have to then re-up all of their licenses with Marvel and all of these, like all of the rock bands and all of the Guitar Heroes and all of these. I don't know if that in fact is the case. I would like an answer, and I'm actually going to tag this story to Sarah Bond, to Phil Spencer, to Aaron Greenberg, to Matt Booty, and maybe we can get some sort of an answer. Maybe even, I mean, they're not going to answer me, of course, because I'm nobody, but maybe they'll answer Jez Corden in a potential interview. Because look, like I said earlier, folks, one of the most exciting thoughts about the Activision deal going through originally, folks, we all thought, oh my God, Call of Duty is going to be exclusive. Look out. And turns out, based on a list that released the other day by Matt Piscatella, they wouldn't do that because in the top 20 games sold, C Money, 11 of those best-selling games are Activision games, and they're Call of Duty. Well, who would have thunk it? But I am really looking forward, and I know a lot of people are like, well, boom, they're old games. Listen, folks, I like old games. And you like old people because you listen to me 5 days a week. So there's something there, folks.
That's the link.
There you go, man.
You like old games. You like old people. Therefore, you like old games.
Peanut butter and jelly, right?
That's
Peanut butter and chocolate, right? There you go. But C Money, look, one of the franchises for me that jump off the page is Guitar Hero. I own every one of them. Again, folks, I posted pictures of my 360 collection. I own every Rock Band game. I own every Guitar Hero game. There's not one I'm missing in the collection. Not one of them. Even the stupid ones I have, right? That probably not even open. But all of that, I love that series. I have multiple guitars. I have one here, a Logitech. That's when Guitar Hero was a thing. I got a Rocksmith one right here. I'm learning to play guitar. I can't play guitar, folks, but I can play Guitar Hero. I just bought another one that was on sale. That just went up for pre-order. I would love to see those games, but even more so than that, I would love to see what they can do with some of the older Spider-Man games. The Dark Dimension one was dope, bro. You had Spider-Man Noir in that. You had Spider-Man 2099. That was by Beanox. That was amazing. The Transformer games, the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, Singularity, Prototype 2. Folks, these are games that should be in Xbox Game Pass. And we do know, C Money, that Sarah Bond did start up the team again to handle the backwards compatibility aspect of some of these games. Now, we haven't gotten a lot of them. We've gotten some, but in my opinion, not enough. What are your thoughts on this, dude?
So, I mean, listen, if obviously having them available would be dope. I think for the the wider, audience of people who are young, and didn't get to play those games or experience them, that's cool. I think if you have a nostalgia for a certain game, it's cool to be able to have access to it. So I definitely think they should be working towards getting it all there. I mean, if they own it, it should all be playable. And even for the sake of allowing old games to still be accessible, right? It's something that should happen. Me personally, am I gonna play an old game as is? Probably not. Probably not. I'm much more of a remake the old game and I'll hop back in versus just release the old game again. But that being said, as far as them doing it and why they're not, I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons that they're not just dumping them is because I think there's a lot more people who are like me with it, that if you just put a bunch out, you're definitely not gonna have a bunch of people sitting there actually playing them all. So I think they want to make them like events. They still want to make it like a special moment where they drop a game. Now, the thing to also consider is that you don't know what plans they have for some of these franchises, right? So maybe remakes are happening, maybe remasters are happening, maybe they want to create another one in the franchise and they want to drop the first one, closer to the next game dropping that they're planning to make. There's a lot of variables as to why the games might not, necessarily be out yet, because obviously, you know, eh, they've gotten so many to run. I mean, outside of some of them that maybe can't run, right? Like I know you want Guitar Hero, but we know that there's tons of licensing deals that are involved
Yeah.
with that, right? So like what is that gonna do? I mean, Activision made tons of licensed games.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's
they did a ton
so
of them.
many. So, licenses are a finicky bitch. Like it's very difficult to secure licenses for these older games, especially if you're not anticipating a huge uptick in sales from it, right? So if you're just saying, you know what, let's put some Guitar Hero games over there, let's relicense all this stuff, and you're just literally releasing the old game, how many people are going to buy that, right? And how
I
do you
don't know.
get the
I think a lot of people would, though. Honestly,
yeah, but
if
but to make up for the licensing fees of each of those things, it's not like when you first make the game, you say, okay, there's a big influx of people who have been waiting for this game. We're licensing all these songs, is great. To come after, you're really only gonna hit the nostalgia factor, right? Unless you're coming out with a new
Mm,
game, right? New game is different. If they're coming out with a brand new Guitar Hero, yes, then you have a chance to make an impact. But re-releasing old ones, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of those people who cared enough about that, like yourself, already have them, right? So,
yeah, but
like,
we
if
can't
you,
play them unless we hook up our Xbox 360
yeah,
or our Xbox One.
yeah.
You know?
But I mean, if it mattered to you that much, chances are, and I don't mean you personally, but like people like you who have this stuff available, if it mattered to them that much, then the way Xbox is probably looking at it is they probably would just go ahead and play the, the games as they are. And not that it shouldn't be easy to do, like I said. Um, that's different, but I mean, maybe they could work it out where it's not available for sale and they just make them work on a new console. I don't know if that's something that they've done, or whether that's something they've done or they'll be willing to do, which is
Okay.
just bring
Fair.
it forward
Fair
and not
point.
sell it, and just let it work on your existing console. That might be a great thing, but I don't think they're gonna license these old songs, and these old. I mean, there's so many, bro. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of
Hundreds,
songs.
probably 1,000 songs at least. But
Yeah, and you got to
I
go
have
to
a
each
counterpoint.
individual one, bro.
Yeah, I have a counterpoint to what you're saying.
Go ahead.
Now, what you're saying is facts. Licensing, folks, C's not wrong. We're talking money, right? Anything licensed. I mean, look what happens to the YouTube community. It's funny that this even comes up. Mrs. Boom, who does the business side of YouTube, keeps getting these either shared revenue notifications or you can't monetize this video from things that we did 3 years ago.
Yep.
Like,
I've
and
been
it's
actually getting stuff like that
yeah,
too.
so
Like
it's
coming like
probably
out of
the
nowhere. Like,
AI
what are you
bots that are
talking about?
getting us. And I'm like, this video is 3 years old. Yeah, good luck with that, right?
Yeah, like nobody's
And it's
watching that
due
shit no more, bro.
and it's due to licensing, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. It's to the point where I know a lot of people have been asking, when I used to do the intros, they would have the boom, right? You remember that? Well, that wasn't the problem. It was the song that was there that Sean Labrie had did for me, and he paid for it. So when he sold it, when he made the thing for me, it was under contract. Eventually, that runs out. So every time I played the song, we were getting a revenue share stream, a notification. And we don't really make a lot of money because we don't get a lot of, I mean, we do okay with the views, but we don't make enough to be like, yeah, let's share with Johnny. No, F Johnny. I'm not doing that. So I had to get, I actually pay for a music site that has music that I'm allowed to use because I pay yearly. I think it's a couple of $100 a year. It's not cheap, but it's not overly
Bro, just
expensive.
make your own beats, man. Make your
I don't
own
have that
beats.
skill,
Do it.
nor do I have the time or the
Listen,
patience to make my
I
own
made my beat.
beats.
Nobody could come and bother me.
Yeah, I mean that's good for you, brother. I mean that's awesome. But the reason why I have a counterpoint for you is what Jez said in this story, folks. And this is a phenomenal point, right? And this is factual. So Jez in the story, which of course is and has been attached to the show. So if you want to give Jez some clicks, please, check it out, read the story for yourself. He says Microsoft previously implied that the plan was to bring all Activision Blizzard titles to Xbox Game Pass. Now he goes on to say, depending on how you interpret the comments, either way, they were ambiguous enough to have set lots of expectations about the potential here. And so far, we've only really had a drip feed of content here and there rather than a full flood. And you see, this is one of those moments where I'm not attacking anybody at Xbox. I'm sure that when Phil said this, he absolutely intended to put every one of these games on there. He's a gamer, right? He gets, I guarantee you, and I'm going to do more than guaranteeing. I can tell you for an absolute fact that the man that Phil Spencer is, yes, he is the CEO of Microsoft Gaming, right? He has a big position in the company. He is an intern that has moved up the ranks all of these years. He's been with the company over 25 years. He's a businessman. He's a dad. He's a husband, all of these things, right? But when you sit down, and I've had the pleasure of talking to him multiple times, we had a conversation, private conversation, some things I won't talk about. And when you talk to him and it's two gamers talking. I mean, the couple of times that I ran into him, he was in jeans and sneakers and he remembered who I was. Like, that is just insane. And we were just two gamers talking about whatever. Yes, I brought up Banjo-Kazooie. Don't boo me, damn it. I want the game. But I had an opportunity, so I freaking shot I took my shot, as the kids like to say. Shoot your shot, kid, right? That's what I did. Has it transpired? No, not as of yet. Maybe one day. But
one day you can say it was your conversation with Phil that changed the tide of Banjo.
I can tell you some private things that he says that will absolutely equate to what you just said. I can't say them publicly. They were private conversations, but I threw some ideas out there, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. I had a pitch. I keep the pitch in the back pocket just in case I ever run into somebody. And there's another one. See, you know what I'm talking about, from June, who I had a conversation with. I blew your mind. It blew mine just as well. So I can't talk about it, folks. I want to, but I can't. Needless to say, I love this article because what it does is bring attention to Microsoft's, or more specifically, Xbox's bigs. And like I said, Phil Spencer is a gamer. I'm sure in his heart of hearts, he was like, yes, whole slate on Xbox Game Pass. Let's go. Because he mentioned Guitar Hero. And of course, that got me excited because if Phil is mentioning it publicly, that's something that they're considering. So Is Guitar Hero going to come back? I don't know, but I think we definitely need an answer. I'm not saying it has to be definitive. I'm not saying he has to come out and do a press conference, but what I would love for someone to do in the games media, the next time they do have an opportunity to sit down with Sarah, sit down with with Phil, or even Aaron, because Aaron is a marketing VP, so he would know more than anybody. I mean, even Matt Booty would have I know he handles all the new stuff, but Matt might know as well. I would love somebody in games media to be able to pose the question of, hey, listen, you have people like Boom, you have people like in the chat right now that really are looking towards the promise of the Activision catalog getting into Xbox Game Pass. Can you give us an update? That is what I'm actually hoping for, C Money. But before we move on to one of your favorite topics, and that is Halo, any additional thoughts on the Activision games finally or potentially coming to Xbox Game Pass?
No, I mean, look, I'm patient with it. I think that they'll come when they're ready for. Like, I still want, like, I would love to get kind of prototype brought back so that we can play that, but I kind of want it remade or remastered, right? Like, I don't want to just play the same basic stuff. I'm hopeful that they have plans for these franchises, so that's why it's taking a little longer. But ultimately, they might also just be looking for gaps in their schedule. Like, they have so many games constantly coming out, and maybe they're just looking to see when is it going to make sense. I agree with you. I think Phil wholeheartedly wants all of this stuff to happen. As a gamer, he wants to do it. I mean, and you've seen him come out with all types of stuff. Hexen, right? He came out with that Hexen shirt, and it took a while, right? But Hexen got released, right, as a big bundle. So, I think it'll happen for sure at some point. I think time is the question. And we got so many games right now. Like,
it's true. I am being a bit of a greedy gamer.
Yeah, like, what are you gonna stop playing right now? To play something old for a couple times and get back to, like, your new game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got stuff to play. Like, tonight I'm gonna start on our stream. I'm gonna start the Indiana Jones DLC.
I haven't started yet. I'm playing Chronos, and Chronos is kind of kicking my rear. I was just in that room with about 7 of those things.
Yes.
And so I ran out of ammo.
You have to look for the red canisters and plan that shit right.
Yes.
A lot of times I almost know I'm gonna die the first time because there's just so much shit happening. But then what I do is I get like a lay of the land. I'm like, all right, I know these people come over here, so I kind of I corral them like they're
yes.
And have them follow me until they all gather around the red thing and just blow it up and kill a bunch of them. So it
took me 7 tries for that particular board. 7 tries because I did exactly what you did. First, I waited, and I'm like, all right, I'll just buck them as they come, around the corner. Yep. And by the time I got done with like the 4th one, I'm like, oh shit, I got like 3 rounds left. Oh no, what do I do?
Bro, they're aggressive too. They run.
It's Chronos. Okay, so here's the thing. We're going to get into Halo right now, and then we're going to get Call of Duty back end, folks, so get ready. And I can catch up on Super Chats first. Chronos, I like it, I love it, and I hate it all at the same time. There is a multitude of emotions with that game. Its difficulty is legit, and it is very old school Resident Evil where you
could always die. Like, anybody can kill you.
Yes. It's
anybody would get you. Like, there's no bad guy that pops up and you're like,
and there are no super weapons. Like, I like when they say it's like Dead Space. Shotgun? I did. I have the shotgun is great. It does massive damage.
But there's no ammo, bro.
There's no ammo.
Little ammo. And then you can build ammo on the fly.
But you got to search. You have to search for all of the energy stuff. Yeah, folks, it's a big problem. It's a slow burn for that game. Again, if I put it this way, if you're playing it, like the kids like to say, if you know, right? Like whatever.
And the thing is, for me, I actually the hard parts for me, which is typically it's funny because I'm not really a big fan of hard parts in the games. Like I'm not trying to die a bunch of times, but for whatever reason with Chronos, I don't know, man. I'm in, bro. Like I
It
really,
kind of hooks
really,
you.
yeah,
It
really
kind of
in.
hooks you
I
to go
really
around the
love
next
it.
corner, even though the next corner might be a
Yes.
bit
And
scary.
graphics are so beautiful. Like
They're
it's so
gorgeous. Yeah.
pretty. So it's like the atmosphere is always tense. It's like the sound. I don't know if you're playing with headphones on.
I didn't, but I just started, and it's two different experiences. It's like
Very
Hellblade.
different, bro. There's
Yes.
sound, there's shit happening everywhere. The sound is crazy good. So it's for me, I'm loving it, but I'm also kind of taking my time with it because it's so good. It's so good.
It's
Definitely,
fun.
definitely.
It's again, it's fun, but sometimes it's really not. And it's one of those games that I play for like an hour, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking a break. I gotta
Yes.
get back to. I
Yeah.
gotta play
Sometimes I
something
base
else.
it based off checkpoints. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll
Yeah.
go
The minute I hit a
one
checkpoint, I'm like,
or
okay, I'm
two
gonna go
checkpoints.
play whatever because I got to get to Indiana Jones. My God, I can't believe I haven't played that yet.
I
There are too
know.
many games, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
know. And
But
I really love the Indiana Jones. So
so did
I'm
I.
starting it tonight on our stream. So that's gonna be dope.
Nice,
I'm
dude.
very,
Very
very excited for
nice.
that. It's gonna be good.
Yep, I'm
Very,
looking
very good.
forward to seeing what they do with the trilogy. I hope that they have another DLC planned outside of this one, or at least because they've already made the world of Indiana Jones. Yes, the graphics could be better, but at least they have a starting point where they're not starting from scratch. So maybe we get a sequel in 2 years rather than 5. We will certainly see. But let me just catch up on
Yeah.
some of these super chats, and then we will get right to the Halo story because there is a lot of excitement for Halo. I think Halo's back in a big way, ladies and gentlemen, and my excitement is through the roof to the point where I'm not playing Helldivers. I'm not playing Call of Duty. I'm going back to playing Halo Infinite. But a day Reezy in the chat. Salute to you, kind sir. He drops a very generous $2 super chat and says
You
backhand
already did
boom
the
and
first two? I don't know if I missed them.
I did get them. Yeah.
Okay, okay,
When
cool.
before you were here.
All right.
Backhand boom and see money time. Get your mustards ready. Indeed.
Nobody
That's right.
wants mustard. Everybody hates
Honey
it.
mustard, delicious on turkey
Yo,
and Swiss with lettuce and
we were
tomato.
just out. I had to catch myself because we were just out with me, Doodle, and our son out to eat. And like she was like, because they asked for different sauces, and she was like, let me get honey mustard. I just looked at her and I was like, no. And I was like, hold on. I can't just what's wrong with me? I can't just tell people
Oh
that
my
they
God!
can't have mustard.
I can see you're traumatized, brother.
I
Show me
apologize.
on the mustard doll where they touched you,
Yo,
sir, please.
I had to stop myself and say, what the she looked at me like, are you crazy? And I realized it. And I was like,
great.
damn, I'm letting this shit get really wild in my mind.
Yeah, well, God,
Like,
thank God they didn't ask if
mustard
she
on my
wanted
table?
olives because it might have been a domestic violence situation.
Oh yeah, she would beat my ass.
She would absolutely beat your ass. So that's what I'm saying for sure.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Shout out to Doodle. We love her.
Shout
She's
out to Doodle.
amazing. And
She'll take no
yeah,
shit.
she gave you the Latina look, which I get from Josie quite a bit, and it's not good, folks. It's deadly.
Yeah, for sure.
1 second as the fire engines go by. God, I need a studio, folks. I also need a man cave, and we also need to buy a home soon because this New York prices are ridiculous. So we have here Mac22 in the chat. Mac, great to see you here, brother. And once again, thank you so much for the generosity. He says it doesn't matter what side of the aisle or lane you stand on. Political violence has no place in this country or any place for that matter. Strong point, brother. And I absolutely agree.
Thanks.
I think violence breeds violence. It really does. And you should never immediately, it shouldn't be your automatically go-to thing. Again, opinions, folks. Some people have good ones, some people have really bad ones, but the violence of the world, it needs to be checked. And again, what happened yesterday is just travesty, man. It really is. We have Pragmatic Eagle, my generous brother from another. How you feeling, Prag? Thanks so much for being here. He says this after dropping a very generous $5 super chat. He says, Brother Boom and C Money. The word that you were describing regarding opinions is bigot. Those people are bigots, just FYI. I mean, thank you for the clarification. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get the opinions things, folks, but people matter, man. They matter. No matter shape, size, religion, orientation, man, woman, it doesn't matter. People matter, and people should always matter to you. Maybe they don't, and that's fine. Live your life how you live it. But people have always mattered to me, and it's what differentiated me as a police officer. Not only did I grow up in the Pro Jays, which is the projects, and my parents weren't rich. Folks, when I was a police officer, it didn't matter where you came from. My parents came from being poor. I'm not ashamed to say it. They were, but my pops did what good dads do, and he made it to a point where we didn't have to worry about money anymore. But that my pops did it right. He worked hard, put his head down. He worked for his family. I don't care where you're from, and that's probably what made me have a career of 21 plus years, as one I can say in all of the arrests that I've made, and I made quite a few, hundreds of them. I've only had to roll with people I can count on one hand in all those years, and I've never had to fire my sidearm, not even once. Have there been close calls? Yes, there have been several, but I've never had to discharge that firearm, and I've never hurt anybody, and that's something I am incredibly proud of. And I think a lot of that has to do with how my pops raised me, how my mom raised me, and how. Listen, folks, I swear, how I am on this show 5 days a week is exactly how I was as a cop. It's the same person, just a different job, different uniform. Now, I'm in plain clothes now, but that's exactly how I was. Very approachable, very fun, very fundamental with the way I conducted myself. And I wish more people would put the thinking cap on before doing awful things. But thank you so much for that, brother. Super appreciate the generosity. Dave Reezy drops an additional, very generous $2 super chat. He says, offer C Money a lifetime supply of olives to beat Boom.
No thanks.
Oh man, you know what? It's funny.
Thanks.
I had black olives in my my chef salad the other day, and they put a lot in there, dude. And I was like,
"Yep, all right. You see, hated them."
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate
it,
but it was a lot. It engulfed the flavor of everything else,
which tells you that you don't like the flavor of. See, this is the thing. Nobody says, "Man,
I just want to eat."
I went to the ice cream store and I love chocolate ice cream, but they gave me too much chocolate ice cream. No, you don't say that. You just keep eating the chocolate ice cream. But if you have a food that is put on your plate and you're like, they put too much, this is disgusting, that means it's disgusting. That's it. That's the answer.
I mean, I don't think you're wrong for that, but I will say this. I can't eat olives like I would, like just the olive in the mouth. I can't do that. Chew the olive. I can have it diced up, not a problem. But to have like full olives, like I can't. But I do like honey mustard specifically. Delicious.
Honey mustard is a fine line. If it's more honey than mustard, fine. But if it's more mustard than honey, no, get this shit out of here. Nobody wants that. Everybody
get it out. Well, listen, real quick. Lastly, Fantas Archer. Salute to you, kind sir. Thank you so much for the generosity. Fantas Archer goes on to say, after dropping a very generous $5 super chat, just speculation points, drip feed Activision titles to keep Game Pass fed, complete here, this is a good one, complete emulator for back compat, or maybe prep them for Xbox Anywhere. Maybe that's very interesting, brother.
Wasn't there some type of rumor or some type of information that had dropped about the next gen Xbox that they're working on, like this?
They're working on an emulator to play everything. Yes.
Everything. So maybe that's what they're doing, right? Maybe that's where their work is going, and instead of spending so much time trying to individualize it, maybe they're just trying to make a one grand solution that just works. Maybe the next Xbox is just going to be a emulated 360 and emulated original Xbox, and you know what I'm saying? Like maybe they're just putting it all in there. I mean, it's becoming a PC, right? All these games you could emulate on PC, right? Yeah. So maybe that's the play. Maybe they want that to be the big, hey, buy the new Xbox and now you can play everything no matter what.
Yeah. No, that's a phenomenal point. Well, listen, brother, thank you for the generosity and thank you for the additional information. I do think there's a lot there, but C Money, the return of the Dragon Ninja. You know exactly where I'm going with this. The Hayabusa armor is back. And according to the official Halo Twitter account, it says the legendary Hayabusa, I can't even pronounce the other one. It's Zokuken bundle takes its place in the exchange with Operation Warpath tomorrow. Of course, they were talking about September 9th through October 7th for the final time. So if you don't get it now, you will never get it. And it says this: catch the legend before it disappears into myth. So again, look, folks, this is just cosmetics. Maybe it doesn't mean anything to you, but that's not the only story here, folks. So I saw an additional post from Halo, and this one's kind of funny. It's from the Fortnite Festival. And it says, this is pretty cool. I would have never actually in my mind imagined this, but I'm watching it. I can't unsee it now. And according to Fortnite Festival, no one rocks out better than Halo Master Chief on the new Warthog beat drums. And it's literally Master Chief from Halo Infinite armor playing what it appears to be drums made out of Halo weapons. Ridiculous. Yes. Right? But the fact that it exists tells you that there are people that are asking and want this. That means Halo is back, folks. So the official tweet says, Master Chief, mind telling me what you're doing with that drum set? Sir, finishing this beat. And of course, rather than finishing the fight. Look, I know it's silly, but C-Money, here's the thing. Next month, obviously, is a big month for anyone that's a fan or a horror fan because it's October. But that's not the only thing happening next month. The Halo Championships are going to be happening at the end of the month, and it is going to be held in Texas. Why that should be important to any Xbox fan, or more specifically, any Halo fan, is we have confirmation from Halo Studios that they're going to show us what they are cooking. And I don't know how much of what they're cooking is going to be shown. In fact, I don't even know what the H they are cooking over at Halo Studios, but we do know a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen, and one of which is that they're working on multiple Halo projects. And that is music to my ears because I think Master Chief needs to come back in a big way. Next year is the 25th anniversary of Master Chief and Cortana. It's the 25th anniversary of Halo Combat Evolved. It's the 25th anniversary of the platform itself. So, of course, next year is going to be a party, I think a long-lasting party from January 1st to December 31st, because not only are they going to be cooking with first party, you could get the first OEM hardware from Asus, that's the rumor, but you're also going to be getting a plethora of celebrations surrounding Master Chief and Halo Combat Evolved. Now, I don't know, C-Money, what is going to be shown next month. But if I would, and again, this is me taking a complete blind stab at it. I don't think that it's necessary that, or it's necessarily going to be something with single player. And I say that in both confidence and disappointment because I'm a single player dude. Yes, I love Halo multiplayer. Of course, who doesn't? But I am waiting for the next single player, story driven Halo adventure. That's what I really want. And I hope the Flood is somehow involved. But if I was a betting kind of a guy, and I really don't like to gamble, folks, I would bet bottom dollar, C-Money, that next month, because it's the Halo Championships, it is a multiplayer focused event. We are going to get the multiplat Halo, the new Halo. It's going to be coming out. That's probably going to be free to play. I don't know if it replaces Halo Infinite or it doesn't, but I can see this not only being announced for PC and Xbox, I can actually see it being announced for all platforms. And I would even dare say I would throw Nintendo Switch 2 into that. because this is an opportunity to launch a new Halo game that is multiplayer focused. It will be a new gas game, which they know how to do really well, and they could launch it on all platforms, getting more players to play Halo than have been played in years. See, Money, what do you think about this, brother? Because you're Mr. Halo.
I do love my Halo. Aren't the rumors that we're going to be getting the remake? I thought that was
okay.
I thought that was the first play.
Well, the remake, which is, of course, is an Unreal Engine 5 remake of Combat Evolved, that is coming next year. I don't think that's what they're showing. That's one of the projects. This rumored new multiplayer that is going to be on every platform, supposedly rumored to be, is what I think they're going to show.
I thought they were going to show us multiple stuff. So the way I looked at the event was like, we're going to show you what's next from Halo, and that was going to be like what we've been working on, and we know that they've been working on multiple projects. So
at least 3 from what I understand.
Yeah, so supposedly it's basically the remake, the new multiplayer thing that they're planning, and the next Halo.
Yes.
Right. That's what I hear. Now, are they doing more? I would hope so. I would love to see them working on horror, some type of scary, flood.
A Chronos level.
Yes. Give me Chronos with cheats, and the flood replaces the other stuff. And honestly, you got a banger, bro. You got a banger. So
you've heard my pitch on the scientist on Halo, with the flood, where the flood were created. It happens. You gotta get off like Alien Isolation, but with Halo.
Yep. There's so many different angles they could be working on this. So I really hope they are. They need to bring Halo back into the main conversation, not just on one side. It needs to be, we need to get a lot of Halo. Halo is an amazing IP that has so much that it can give if they just did it. You know what I'm saying? If they just made them. So I mean, I feel like they're gonna want. The one thing about multiplayer is, I know they're phasing out Infinite, and I know that obviously they're gonna be showing it during the multiplayer finals that they're doing, right? So I definitely get the idea of putting multiplayer first, but I still feel like they need to kind of bring back Halo with that remake. You know what I'm saying? If they're gonna do it, remake it. Obviously the rumors that it's gonna be going everywhere, which obviously they put Halo in Helldivers 2. So since that's already there, it's essentially, the bridge has already been crossed.
Yep.
So yeah, I'd say you come out with that. You show us that remake. You show us, and then you could tease multiplayer, right? Tease that multiplayer, tease what's next. But I don't know also what the plan is on, how long they're going to wait, because if the remake is coming next year with the next Xbox, then you're talking minimum 2027 for what's next, but most likely 2028 for the next mainline Halo. And then multiplayer, I think we're also assuming might be next year as well, right? I think the new multiplayer might be dropping next year, because next year they're not using,
I think so,
Infinite for the championship. So I'm assuming that they're going to be doing the multiplayer as well. But listen, for me, any of it and all of it works. I'm very, very excited to see what's next with Halo. I cannot wait. I love that they keep updating Infinite and keep doing stuff. Like, I gotta go in there and buy that
take my money, please.
Yeah, that dragon that thing. I gotta go get it. It just has to happen. I have to own it. But like, I kind of have, I played a lot of it, and I do love Halo, but I can't get sucked into the multiplayer because the pros already started playing. You know what I'm saying? So like once you get in there and you start getting your ass beat a little too much, it's like, okay, I had a great time. Let's leave it to the pros. Now I got to go play some new games. So I am excited for the prospect of a new multiplayer, so I can get in there and kick some ass for a while before they master that one. But I'm really excited for anything Halo to come, man. It's been a long time. Halo Infinite, it's crazy to think about, but it's already been 4 years.
It'll be 5 years this November,
Next
dude.
year, 5 years.
Yeah.
And you know, look, if you go back and watch their little Halo Studios reveal, well, it's 4 years this year, right? 2021.
Yeah,
and
4 years.
Next
Next year
year
came out
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next year 5 years. So I would say that if you go back and look at that video where they announce like Halo Studios and kind of show you the teases, when you listen to what they're saying, you know that they're talking to my heart, because they are going back and they're throwing away fucking Chris Lee's mentality that Halo was always cartoony. No, it wasn't. You're full of crap. It was always a looker. It was always pushing how great a game can look. And in that reveal, or in that the Halo Studios reveal, they talk about how, you know, graphically Halo's a powerhouse, and that's what they're going to be pushing. So I'm already imagining that they're going to be pushing towards this new the new box, whatever it's going to be. They're going to be pushing and really make it something special. So I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see what they have, and it's just a month away. Next month we're going to know what's going on. So that's sick. I'm very, very excited for it, for sure. 100%.
Listen, it's Halo and Xbox and Halo. It just is what it is. I think that it's taken a long time for Xbox to understand that the wrong people were running 343 Industries for many, many years. And unfortunately, in my humble opinion, and I'm not being an a-hole about this, ladies and gentlemen, they ran it into the ground. And thankfully, those people, those leaders, are no longer leading the studio. And the studio is now called Halo Studios. Does the name change automatically equate that every Halo game is going to be good? It does not. They have to show us
it's going to be
cooking.
good. Boom. How dare you?
Well,
it absolutely is going to be good, everyone.
I'd like it to be good. They need to show me. I again, you know, they did. I think, and I know a lot of people give Infinite a lot of slack, folks. I got 20 plus days in there. It is phenomenal, both single and multiplayer, for that matter. But I want Pierre and the team to deliver not only a remake of the original of where it started, to celebrate, you know, all of these years of, you know, again, it's going to be 25 years old. Both Master Chief, Cortana, who have played pivotal parts into the lore, and of course, you know, Combat Evolved, where it all started, ladies and gentlemen. Right. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. I have faith that they are going to deliver.
Well, you got to also keep in mind, Boom, that even at the worst of it, which you said that they had leaders who were doing bad things, right? Mm-hmm. Even in that position, they dropped Halo Infinite, right?
That's true. You are. That's a fair,
like,
fair
let's
point.
Be clear. This is why I can't even pretend that there's going to be a bad Halo. There is no such beast. There's never been one. It's been 25? Is that
25 years next year? Yeah.
God damn. 25 years, and they haven't missed once. And people say Halo 5, listen, a bad Halo game is still better. Playing that game, it was still better than most games that dropped that year.
Game was Halo stunning 5, to look at. I hated it.
Halo 5 was great for me. The only thing that happened with Halo 5 was the oopsie daisy. You showed me something, the pre-release marketing versus that story setup versus what they delivered were two different things. You delete the marketing from pre-release, and you just go into Halo not expecting that, and you would have loved Halo 5. It's only the stupid ass pre-release marketing that was so crazy in the story, the way they wanted to do it, that it made the story not hit that same mark for Halo 5. But it's still amazing. It's just, look, at the end of the day, they don't miss. Reach, I see somebody say Reach is bad. That's crazy talk. Reach was also amazing. But again, it's each their own, right? To each their own. But Halo hasn't missed, man. Halo hasn't missed, and they're not gonna miss. If anything, all they're doing is doubling and tripling down on the success that they've had, and they're just gonna push things forward. Very, very excited for what's to come. This is gonna be freaking awesome, man. Cannot wait.
I'm very excited, folks. You should be very excited. Halo seems to be back in a big way. And it did go away for a little bit, right? But we do have all of these. It was in Fortnite. Obviously, it's now a part of PlayStation official because of Helldivers and ODST. I think that if they really want to, have Halo pop as an IP again like it used to, this new ideology of multi-plat, even though we were all against it, a lot of the OGs were like, F that, bro. I'm not signing off on that. It just we've all come to the acceptance of, well, it's third party. And again, I cannot actually believe I'm saying this, but I do agree with the consensus that if this does launch on all platforms, and it's going to bring more people to Halo. Now, how true is that of PlayStation players? Someone actually had said something in the chat that, hey, listen, with Gears of War basically flopping on PlayStation, does that mean that they should reconsider? And I'm like, well, I don't know if I would say that it flopped. I just think that the game is old. It is a fresh coat of paint, but it is not Unreal Engine 5. It is Unreal Engine 3. And it is a fresh coat of paint, yes. But maybe that's not what people wanted. Maybe people want that Unreal Engine 5 point. I think, what are they up to? 5.4 something for Gears of War E-Day. Maybe E-Day hits better. I honestly don't know, but it is a remake of a game that is technically going to be 20 years old next year.
Yeah, they didn't remake Gears. Like, let's be clear, that was a remaster.
It's a remaster, right? Is what it was.
If they would have remade Gears, that would have been a whole different
from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5, like I thought that they were going to do.
Yes,
yeah, that'd have been a different story. Yeah, I agree.
This thing with just doing a remaster, it's like whatever, right? Like,
it's like a coat of paint. I wouldn't even say fresh
like
coat of paint.
Like, look, playing Gears with Doodle was really, really fun. We really, really enjoyed it, and it does look way better than it did, obviously, back then. But there was no confusion. Like, we didn't feel like we were playing a new game. We felt like we were playing a game from that time that just looked better, and we got to kind of do it again. And it was great. We had a blast. But look, I mean, Halo is a it's just a monster franchise, and it was a monster franchise only on Xbox, right, for a long time.
Yep.
But the world that we live in now is that's just ain't it, right? It's not enough. And when you look at something like Call of Duty, and you saw the all-time list for PlayStation, and find out that Call of Duty owns their souls for 30 years. Call of Duty has
out of the top 20 games, 11 of them were Call of Duty.
Come on, man. Like,
I mean, yeah,
that's crazy, but that only happens being everywhere. And you know what? In this new generation and this new kind of path forward, look, at the end of the day, I want what's best for the games. Like,
yes,
I
agree.
I want Halo to be a force to be reckoned with. And if that means it's going everywhere, then it's fucking going everywhere. I don't care. I'm already past the idea. I'm not.
Me too.
I'm not looking back to try to find loopholes. Oh, well, there's one game might be. I don't get once. Listen, once they cross that path, right? They saw the line and they said, you know what, we're going over.
There is no line.
There's no
red line as
so stop. Stop hoping or wishing for a game to stay. It doesn't matter. Get these games out there. Just make them beast. put them in Game Pass and take everybody else's money and just make the best damn games you can make. And that's what I want. I want the best experiences I can possibly have on my console or my PC of choice when I'm playing. Right? That's it. That's it. That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. I don't care who's playing it, who's not playing it. I want this game to be successful so we can get more. It deserves it. Halo is a monster, and it's something that it should be more mainstream than it is right now. Right? It should be at Call of Duty levels. To be honest with you, that's how good the game is. That's how good the multiplayer is. And frankly, that's all it's going to take. It's going to take putting it everywhere, and it is what it is, man. Like people still go into like comments talking about, oh, you're saying this game's going to go or this game. Who the fuck? Listen, I don't know how much time you think I have in my life. Okay. When it was part of it, when it was the norm to have things exclusive and it was just the way, and that's what we were doing, and that's what we were doing, right? And that's what I was into, and that's what I knew. Now that's not, and I don't care as much as these people out there like the Reforges of the world want to talk shit saying that, oh, a few years ago you thought this and now you don't. Well, that's called being a grown up and being able to make a new decision when new information is brought to me. You think I'm ashamed that I was able to see where things are going and pivot and change my mind and see things better for myself, because now I'm looking at it and saying, okay, yeah, that makes sense to me. I see what's happening and I'm seeing it play out. And how did it hurt anybody that when I played Gears with Doodle for review, no part of me was like, oh my God, this shit's on PlayStation right now?
How dare you?
Give this shit a 5. You know what I'm saying? It's on PlayStation. Why? No, they made the same game. The tools are the same now. This is not like back in the day, bro. It's not like back in the day. Okay. It's not like back in the day where if you had one console, they were working on that one console and they had to make it perfect for that one console. It's not what they're doing anymore, man. These games are all blanket across everything and they're tweaking it for these other ones. Look, it's all about the caliber of the studio now. They're going to make a great game regardless of where they put it. And the game's always going to be best on PC. And you know what? On PC, there's 50 million configurations, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter where they put the games. And you know what I have found going into this kind of new, era of Xbox is it reminds me of when all I gave a shit was about the games, right? It wasn't about the box anymore. And it's about what you were playing on that box, right? That's what made it special. That's what made me an Xbox fan, was that they were making all the games that I wanted, right? I wanted Halo. I wanted Gears. I wanted Forza, right? That's what I wanted, and they were doing it. And guess what? Now they're going to put that stuff in other places, and now I could just have the choice. And if some crazy situation happens where the game is going to be made and Xbox is going to go ahead and say, you know what? We're going to release the game over there, and for whatever reason, it's I don't know, it runs better somewhere else or looks better somewhere else. Now all of a sudden you have choices. You can decide where you want to be, right? Nobody is cuffing you, right?
Yes.
Now, like I can't look, there's no denying the fact that I hate the PlayStation controller. I just do, with a passion. So even the games that I like playing on it, like Last of Us or whatever, I still hate playing on it because of the controller. It just sucks. It's the worst thing ever.
I don't like the sticks, the stick placement.
No, this is too crazy for me. I need separation. Okay, I need separation. So for me, it just doesn't matter. I'm always going to play it where it works best for me, which is going to be on Xbox and PC. That's it. But who cares, man? Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Xbox has already made this move, and you know what? PlayStation's following. They already did it. We got Helldivers on the console, and you know what? I didn't give it a chance on PlayStation because it didn't look great for me. I didn't give it a chance on PC because just it didn't interest me like that. And then you know what? I came to Xbox. I saw people like embracing Xbox players, and I thought that was so dope. I thought that was so
it was a really cool moment in gaming. I absolutely agree. Yeah,
it was, and it made me want to be a part of that, and that's what I did. And then after that, they actually brought Halo, which crushed it there too. So it's like look, I know that conversation still exists. I know there's people that are so, oh my God, it better not be on PlayStation. No, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. On my channel, we always said the same thing, right? We don't care about PlayStation as a, like, PlayStation itself is not a problem. We own PlayStations. That would be stupid, right? To say that PlayStation itself is something that we hate. We don't like the way they treat their customers, and we don't like the fact that they're not making these games that we would want them to be making, and they're kind of wasting the talent that exists. And instead of pushing like they used to, they're not. That sucks. It's always been the ponies that annoyed us, and those are the things we like to make fun of, and those are the things we like to have fun talking crap about. But at the end of the day, man, gaming is for everybody, and doesn't matter how you consume it. Enjoy your games. Nobody owns you. Nobody can shame you because you play. Dude, we play the shit out of Fortnite. Okay, I don't give a shit that people think that it's whatever. It's fun as fuck. It's competitive. I have a great time. I buy all the goddamn skins I want. It's an amazing experience for me. You think I care if somebody thinks that Fortnite, if you play Fortnite, that it's dumb or it's stupid or you're not?
Every game is for every gamer, but if you enjoy. Fortnite is amazing. It's just again, I buy the skins, especially when they're skins like the turtles or Snake Eyes or somebody, or Master Chief or Kratos. I buy the skins. Do I often play? How often do I play Fortnite? Not a lot, ladies and gentlemen. But I also, listen, I fall for the banana in the tailpipe when it comes to their skin. Sorry. But listen, C-Money, let's get to the last story so we can get everyone out of here. But before we do, let me just catch up on some super chats that we got here from the very generous friends of the program. We have a gifted sub, as he's done so many times before. Nino Vistic, our generous friend, all the way from Hawaii. Aloha to you and the fam, brother. Thank you so much for the additional generosity with the gifted sub. Folks, if you got the sub from him, please thank him in the chat. Definitely appreciate that. We have here, did I get this one from Day Reezy? It says Pacey and Olives to make him make an intro beat for you, Boom. No, I did. Well, that's another additional very generous $2 super chat. So if I
not accept olives for payment.
Okay, I had to ask, because Day Reezy did ask. So I figured let me at least ask you. So folks, he said it live on the air. He's not accepting my payment of mustard, a year supply of mustard,
nope.
more mustard than honey, by the way. Sorry.
That's disgusting. Never.
Brett Bingham drops a very generous $5 super chat. He says they should bring back additional storylines like they did with Spartan Ops in Halo 4. Spartan Thorn is now Spock on Star Trek Strange in New Worlds. Man, they could do so much with some of these stories, these untold stories. I just think that Halo Infinite has so many untold stories that we'll never get. What happened to Locke, what happened to Team Osiris, what happened to the Big Bad. Yeah, there's just so much that we don't know. It's unfortunate, but you know what? Start fresh. Give us some new Halo, and I think everybody will forget about it. We also have here Pragmatic Eagle. This is a great point, brother. He drops an additional, very generous $2 super chat, and he goes, Spartan creator will save Halo. Just saying. Look.
God damn it.
I think that you need for the next Halo, you absolutely need to have a creator, a Spartan creator. If it's a multiplayer game, give you an opportunity to buy Spartans, right? I think that they should be guest Spartans. I'd love to see a power armor type of armor. I'd love to see an incorporated Gears armor. I would buy those. I don't think you should do cartoons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that the people have, are all bent out of shape because you're playing with Beavis and Butthead. I honestly don't give a shit, to be honest. It's just, it's Call of Duty. It's not real life, folks. Real life sucks. So you want to play a game, you want to run around with Spawn, Indiana Jones, and someone else, fine. I could care less. I'm just having fun with the game. It's a game. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Pragmatic for sure. I think they should be a Spartan creator that you can create your own with the armor parts that you find or get, and make your Spartan your own. Do UK now the broke boy
Not Master Chief,
insider?
though. Master Chief stays pragmatic. Master Chief stays. He never dies.
Yeah, no,
Okay, he never dies.
Where is a Big Bad Mo? He's been saying that for forever. He thinks that Chief needs to retire or die. Don't you dare, sir. How dare you, sir? How dare you? Do UK now, the broke boy insider has gifted 1 double barrel gaming sub. We super appreciate that. Oh, which by the way, real quick, when we're talking about stuff, I got my hands on, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you can see it. Some more Doom coins that were sent to me
nice.
by the incredible artist himself. That's right, Ben Kenobi. I'm going to be giving those away in one of. I'm waiting for more coins, so I'm going to be doing another big coin giveaway probably towards the end of the year. So I have 5 of the Doom coins. He's working on a few other things. Some things we can't talk about. Some things you've already seen. When those come in, I'm going to be doing a physical thing like we did the last time, where we gave away gift cards and coins, and we mailed them out to everybody. But yeah, I'm not now starting to collect them. He has a bunch of them he's going to be sending. We also have the broke boy in the chat, which of course is Do UK now, the broke boy insider. He drops a very generous $2 super chat and says, "I've decided to make it easier for you guys now." That's good. The broke boy, I like it, man. I appreciate it.
Oh boy,
There you go.
it
Look,
works.
C Money. Let's get into this last topic, and this one is. It's important to me because I love Black Ops. I love Call of Duty. Black Ops 6 did reignited my love of multiplayer for Call of Duty. I haven't been this invested in multiplayer for Call of Duty since the Xbox 360 days. So me making a big comeback, I just hit Prestige Master level 113. Now that sounds like a lot. It's actually not. I mean, is it a lot?
Prestige Master, how many prestiges is that?
That's, I think, 10 prestiges.
Damn.
Yeah,
I think
10.
I just did 3.
Yeah, I think it's 10 prestiges. I have so much time in that game. It's egregious. I love it. And I really enjoy the fun aspect of, like you were saying, like being the guy. Like I'm averaging, like 31 kills per game. Like I'm putting in the work, and I am an old man. There's no doubt about it. Now, I have some bad games, sure, but I'm team leader. I go out of my way to lead the team to victory. I freaking love it. Am I going to play professional? Absolutely not. Are you kidding me? These guys would smoke me.
You're not signed up for the next esports challenge?
No, I wouldn't even last, I think, a round, to be honest with you. But I said, I enjoy it enough to sink money into the franchise, to get excited when there's a new one. And we have Black Ops 7, which is, oddly enough, a sequel to not only Black Ops 2, but Black Ops 6. So I'm wondering how they're going to do that. Now, it's going to incorporate robots and a bunch of wall running and stuff. Yes, sign me up, please. Give me that Titanfall feeling again for Call of Duty. I don't care. It's a game, folks. Enjoy it. But what's interesting is the timing of the release. We know that it's happening after Battlefield 6. Battlefield 6 is releasing October 6th, and we know that in November is when Black Ops 7 is going to release. Now, the story in question comes to the way of Ghost of Hope, who is a legitimate and pretty much, stamp it kind of a leaker when it comes to Call of Duty. And what Ghost of Hope said was, take this with a massive sized grain of salt. He literally said that, ladies and gentlemen, where he has heard, and it's a rumor, that Activision may be considering moving up the release date of Black Ops 7 ahead of Battlefield 6. Now, there are going to be some Call of Duty haters out there that are going to be like, well, you see, they're worried about Battlefield 6. Let me tell you something right now, folks. And I'm going to put the rubber stamp on this. And if I'm wrong, I'll come out and I'll admit it publicly on any podcast when we have the official numbers. Battlefield 6 is not even going to sell half of what Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is going to sell. Okay? Now, if somebody clips me for this, Please clip away.
Boom. I don't know if you saw, but I on my show I had looked it up. So there was from just the last time they whatever show it was, I think it was Gamescom or whatever, when they showed Black Ops again. The Black Ops, that trailer had like 50 million views or
Yes.
48 million views, something crazy, right?
Yes.
So then I went ahead and, you know, obviously all these people are so hyped about Battlefield. So clearly it must compete. And I went and I looked, and the entirety of Battlefield 6 trailers, all in, every single one, combined, nowhere near that one trailer from Black Ops. The one Gamescom trailer from Black Ops outdid the entirety of hype around Battlefield 6 as far as people going and checking out the trailer. And the reason why that's important is to understand that if you're hyped about it, you watch the trailer, right? You want to watch the trailer.
Yes.
And the fact that and like it's not like people try to say, oh yeah, people were looking for disappointment. Okay, cool. They were disappointed, but they didn't go watch the Battlefield trailer after that. They just said, F it, I'll go back and play another Call of Duty. It didn't. Call of Duty's lack of success does not translate to Battlefield success.
Yes. Actually, you know what? To add some context to what you're saying, because of course that's a phenomenal point. I wouldn't even have brought that point up, but because you have such an amazing point, I want to add additional context. So the numbers that C Money is talking about, well, folks, I took the opportunity to say, you know, let me go and see what he is talking about. So on the official Battlefield 6 reveal trailer, and this is no slouch, 10 million views. Now that's something, right? You're like, wow, 10 million views. People are excited for this. People are going to race out and buy Battlefield 6. So then we say, wait a second. Pause, as we like to say on this show. What did the official Call of Duty Black Ops 6 trailer have in regards to its views? Well, that would be 4.5 times more with 47 million views. See money.
Well, that was the reveal trailer?
The reveal trailer.
So just these two, they have over 90
views.
million views between both trailers, where Battlefield can't even cross one of these trailers.
Yeah. Cheers.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's insane. So like the conversation just doesn't even have to exist. Like they're setting up Battlefield for a huge failure. There is just because you're the loudest person in the room doesn't mean that you're going to have a lot more people backing you up. It just doesn't look that way. It's not even going to be close, and it's going to be looked at as a failure because it can't commit. And EA is going ahead and put everything behind it, and it still will not be that hyped, unfortunately. And I'm pissed at Call of Duty. Like single player, great, can't wait to play it. And multiplayer is super fun. I have so much time in it, but I'm really annoyed that they buckled to the bullshit and they're not moving, even though they told us they were. They're not taking our skins.
That's the smoke I have for them, that they're not doing the move forward program that they've done before. And that's a bit of a problem. Like I get it that, you know,
and they were going to do it. They announced it.
They announced it. Yes, and then they buckled from the pressure. Look, folks, I'm going to say this, but before we get into whether or not Black Ops 7 should in fact move its date, I don't think it needs to. But first of all, and this is not slander towards Battlefield 6, because I'm sorry, it looks great, but I was incredibly unimpressed. I really was. The game has to come out and work first, because if there's anything that we know about DICE and EA, their Battlefield games come out and they usually take a shit, right, from inception. Now, I don't think that's going to happen here, because Vince Zampella, the man, the myth, the legend, has taken this and put it on his back. And I think that you're really going to get a legitimate, well-running, well-working Battlefield 6 at launch. But that's not what they're really known for, man. I mean, the last couple of Battlefields have really taken a dump, man. And it took a long time to get them playable. So before we start handing over the Call of Duty crown to Battlefield 6, let the game release first and at least work correctly, right? But I'm sorry. Like I said, selfishly enough, I would love for them to move up the date because that means I get to play Black Ops 7 quicker. But do they have to? See, money, I don't think it's necessary. Even with a month head start, when Black Ops 7 comes out, it is going to double or triple or quadruple the sales of Battlefield 6. I think Battlefield 6 is going to be a great game. I'm not doubting it, but I don't think it's going to do anything to hurt the standard or the sales or the excitement for Black Ops 6. I mean Black Ops 7. I just don't. Any additional thoughts before we get ready to get on out of here?
I agree with you. I don't think that it's going to change anything. I don't think the amount of Battlefield fans have grown. I think they're trying to get back to a previous high that they've had. But even that previous high, there's no point in time in all the career of Battlefield that it was better than Call of Duty. Once Call of Duty picked up, I mean, maybe in the very beginning there was like a, back and forth. But once Modern Warfare happened, it was all over. That's when everything changed. So no, I agree. I don't think it's necessary to move if they don't want to, but if they just want to kind of add insult to injury and just kind of make it a worse scenario for Battlefield, they definitely can do that. And again, I'm very excited to play the Battlefield single player story mode. I've always liked them when they've done them, so very excited for that. And I'm definitely interested in trying out the battle royale for it. And I'll play a little bit of the multiplayer when it first drops or whatever, but it's just like, don't compare the two. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? Like
they are two different animals. Even though they're shooters, they're first person military shooters. They're two different animals.
But Call of Duty is an icon. You know what I'm saying? Like it's legendary, right? Whether the game is good or bad or whatever the case, doesn't matter. It's still, the name has evolved beyond just every entry that comes out. You release a Call of Duty, you're going to get people who are saying, oh, Call of Duty's out, I'm buying Call of Duty. Same way people do it for Madden, same way people do it for NBA. It's just a yearly routine. They know at the end of the year they're buying another Call of Duty. That's it. It's just what they do. And again, doesn't mean Battlefield is going to be bad, doesn't mean it is not deserving of an audience. Just saying, if you go ahead and you put that juju on Battlefield and put that pressure to try to match Call of Duty success, you're setting it up for failure. Just the way it is.
You're not wrong. As a matter of fact, the broke boy actually brings up a fantastic point. One that I'm glad he actually said, because I would have forgotten to make mention of this. Being that Battlefield 6 is current gen only, and Call of Duty is still on the prior gen systems, there's no way Battlefield has a chance to beat Call of Duty in sales. I mean, that's the point right there.
That's just a factual point right there too.
Yeah. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has been one hell of a show. We're almost a $1:45, which again, it went a little bit longer than it normally does, but we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of really big points. We got to talk about Guitar Hero, and I never get bored talking about that. We get to talk about Halo, never bored about that. Call of Duty versus Battlefield 6 happening this fall. And again, thanks to, of course, Ghost of Hope, who is a legitimate Call of Duty leaker, said take it with a grain of salt. Does Activision actually have to release before Battlefield 6? I personally do not think so. I think Battlefield.
Remember, Microsoft also have other games in October.
They do. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you kind of be
eating the other lunch of your own games, which is why I don't think they're going to move. I absolutely agree. I don't think they have to move. That's just me. I mean, I just think.
But then again, I also didn't think they had to take away the skins, and they did buckle like bitches on that. So,
yeah. I mean,
we'll see.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. Listen, I'm not advocating for taking anything away from the paying fans, which is why I'm not buying any more skins. Why should I buy skins if you're going to take them away? Like F you. Sorry, I'm not going to do it. I have spent a lot of money on skins,
Dude,
and
I
you
have
see,
so many skins, bro.
and it's and I like them. Now listen, have I run around as Beavis or Butthead? No, I don't want to. But the like for instance, the guy you see I'm playing right now, I have him who's is one of my mains. The guy that's dressed as a biker with the skull face. Yeah, I like those. Those are military-esque. They don't look like cartoons. Why can't I bring those forward? Right? Like I don't know. I just think it's the buckling for the pressure of the people that were like, I want a more. Let me just, you know what? Before we get out of here, do outro. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right now. Those Battlefield skins are garbage. They
Whack.
all look the same,
Trash.
bro. All the same.
Trash.
Man, it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. Grenade on the left, grenade on the right, big bag on the left leg, a little knife on the right leg. Garbage. I'm sorry. Uninspired garbage.
How many times you can wear a different camo? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about?
Boring AF. No, thank you.
Whack.
So, yeah, I think it's whack as well. But listen, brother, let's sell the brand. Obviously, we want to sell the new show where you guys are now, you and the missus are hanging out. You're playing games with the community, right? You're doing live streams. You do the gaming streams, something I can't do because I can't talk and play at the same time, which is why I play with randos. And I do whenever I play with the community, I suck because my mind is I want to talk to the people. People want to talk to me. I can't concentrate, and I'm terrible. It's probably because I'm old. It's fine. But sell the brand, brother. Where can people check out On Point for Gamers? All of the new things you're doing, your reviews, your opinions, your playthroughs. Talk about it. Where can people subscribe to the YouTube channel to continue to help you and the missus grow the channel? And more importantly, follow you guys on social media.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, absolutely thankful to you, my brother, for having me on the show. You know, I love doing the show. So thank you, man. Catch me here Thursdays, 12 p.m. That's where you can find us here. And then, of course, On Point for Gamers is our YouTube channel. And we do 4 shows a week now. We made some changes. So, you know, our normal shows on Tuesday night, 8 p.m., which is Night Quest with our boy Pharaoh, which is a great show. And then we used to have Thursday night, which is tonight, a show where was another podcast. But we have since moved that podcast to Wednesdays at I think it's going to be ultimately 11 a.m. is the way it's going to work out. So we're going to do Wednesdays at 11 a.m. And that will be the On Point for Gamer podcast. So we'll have that one. And then on Thursday nights, we swapped it to doing some live streaming, some game streaming. So on the basically at 8 o'clock we'll go live and we'll do a single player game of some sort, whether it's the new Indiana Jones DLC or, you know, it was Chronos last week or Hollow Knight or whatever else is exciting for us that we have. We'll play, and then at 10 o'clock we'll switch to a multiplayer game, and, you know, either just play multiplayer or hop in with community, whatever it is. But that's gonna be the way forward. So 8 o'clock on Thursdays we're gonna be streaming a single player game of some sort, and then 10 o'clock we'll hop into a multiplayer game. And then Friday nights is the night shift, Let's Talk Gaming, which is with Hargeet and Demo as well. It's a fun show at 8 p.m. Eastern. So it's definitely a good time. Definitely come rock out with us, and check us out, man. We're having a good time, and we've fully transitioned into what we are, which is we're 100% a Xbox fan channel, and we're focused on everything that we're doing, but we're not crybabies. We're not going to cry about any of that other shit. So if you are crying still about what game goes where and how dare Phil, you know, do what he's doing or whatever nonsense,
fired.
We're not going to cry about it. Sorry, it's not happening.
As you shouldn't. Gaming is there are too many games to play. I'll say that. But ladies and gentlemen, first of all, thanks for joining me as always. Next time I will have at the door mustard and olives for your convenience. So don't worry about that. God damn it.
That's not good. No, thank you.
God damn it, Boom.
No, thank you. God damn it, Boom.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us here. Hopefully you enjoy as much fun as we did. Big thank you to all the super chats, channel member chats, and of course the gifted subs, as well as the subs that stay around after they're gifted that allow Mrs. Boom and I to do the big giveaways. And we do have another one coming up on the 26th of September, which is going to be the 7th annual Boom's Birthday Bash. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
My birthday is on the 25th, but you fine folks are going to be getting the birthday presents on that Friday. And of course, the super easy way to win, simply be in the chat. Put in the hashtag that I'm going to drop that we're going to hold in secret until the day of the show. You put it in there. The picker from StreamYards picks you. You win the prize. They're all going to be all digital. We won't be mailing out anything this time around because obviously we're going to save that for one of the other bigger shows. Usually it's the Christmas show, the Christmas with Mr. and Mrs. Boom. And yeah, we're going to be having $300 worth of digital prizes. And if I get any other gifted, like a lot of people send codes that we will use to, give additional prizes away. And I'm working on getting a bunch of codes right now. So if we can get some codes that we'll add those to the prizes as well. And of course, a big thank you for being here. And we're going to close out the show with something that's incredibly important to me, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully one day it'll be important to you. And that's something that my dad taught us when we were kids. And it would say, Craig, treat others how you want to be treated. And also, it doesn't cost anything to be nice. You live by those rules, son. I can guarantee you're going to have an awesome day. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next week on the newest episode of X Vlog Live.